And hello, and welcome to Infinite Odysseys. Hopefully this week we'll have an easier time than last week when I blankly stared at the screen trying to figure out how to get tech to work. So this may be interesting. I'm JC. I'm your host. Oh,
Obviously, that's the problem. It's not that we weren't role playing; it's you were just too busy with the tech to see us role play.
Facts.
It was stealth espionage role play. Or that cool psychic role play that everyone does. Anyway, so everyone, welcome again. We are here with Bryce and Gwen and Terry, and we are hopefully going, please God, finish up this episode of our Vaesen run, or Vaesen. However, I got to learn how to pronounce it. It's like Dear Free League, Vaesen, kind of like bison, only.
Yeah. It's like Italian. You pronounce each vowel separately. Vaesen.
Vaesen.
So, yeah, I will. But anyway, we will call it multiple things tonight. So, anyway, we are going to continue with the nifty little module that comes with the series called the Dance of Dreams. To give a little bit of recap, our players, our heroes, whatever you want to call them, have been sent to the Witchcat Inn to meet a dubious gentleman, a detective, which they found out. Once they got there, the detective was a little defective, I guess. He managed to basically dummy up and say, well, I came here and I felt things were haunted and I needed some people from the society who had just reformed, and which is our player characters, have the sight, or being Thursday's children, as it was referred to at some point. Anyway, as they get in, they meet Sammy, the owner of the establishment, the Witchcat Inn, and his daughter, Sophie. There was a major fight in the beginning. Sophie ran up to the attic. Terry, who is playing an occultist, and Gwen, who is playing a something.
An occultist?
I'm actually a researcher.
Oh, you're the
I'm
academic.
the occultist.
Yeah, and Terry's the academic. Ran upstairs after Sophia and managed to catch her, find out what's going on, and was introduced to a show, a shadow puppet show, that kind of got interesting. Well, while Bryce was talking to Sammy was a little freaked out when everyone in the inn fell asleep. He ran out terrified. Bryce, who's playing the priest, ran upstairs to see what was going on. Just seconds before, a weird creature formed itself in the shadows of the Shadow Theater and flew at both the player characters, shaking them up a little bit, but not particularly scaring them much, and disappeared down the stairs. When the priest got up there, he made sure everything was okay, went to go find Sammy, and in the last bits of our story, lightning struck outside in the barn where the priest had ran to, and lo and behold, there was Sammy hanging from the rafters with a sign painted across his chest saying, Pyrie the traitor. And as the body swung back and forth, I believe the priest cut him down. That was one of the last actions we had in the game. And Bryce, I'm going to have you make a roll. So let me go ahead and bring up our screen here. And that way we can share it with everybody and come over here and do that. There we are. So yes, I would like you to go ahead and let's see, what sort of test will I have you make? Looks like everyone is logged in, so we shouldn't have that problem. Let me get here to the character sheets, because where are the pre-gens? Here they are. I just want to see the skills to give a chance to. I'm going to go ahead and have you make an observation roll for me.
Alrighty. assuming that is under empathy. Oops, that's right. Don't click don't click the button. Click the letters. Oof.
Wow.
Nice.
All right. So
Yeah.
this was definitely knowledge that you had picked up last time, but Piri is Sammy's basically grandfather who
Yes.
owned the inn. So, but it said Piri's a traitor and was written. I can't tell in blood or paint or what it is, but that's where we left off. So our characters. Let's see here, so I can get up the list here. So we have Astrid Eklund, who is our academic. We have Valentina Backlund, which is played by Gwen, who is the occultist, and Victor af Block, or Blocky? How's that pronounced?
Okay. Yeah.
Blocky, yep. Who is our priest. So right now, Valentina and Astrid are up in the attic with, and let me go ahead and bring up the Witchcat Inn here so people can see it. Let me see if I can. So you are in the attic right now with Sophia, who is had just finished her shadow theater. The ghost came and priest came up and just ran away. So what are you two doing?
We're going through her stuff. Well, she's all messed up.
It's a funny way of saying that, but
She looks terrified. Definitely not particularly. I mean, this is not something that has happened before to her, at least. She told you about the weird dreams and everything like that when it came to stuff. But in the room, there's all these like little weird clockwork mechanical machines, and what they look like they do is they control the shadow puppets. We're just these like cutouts of people, and it looks like the way the clockwork works is that you can kind of do a little bit of programming with them, where you can trigger certain things to happen with the character, like make them walk or make them swing their arms or things like that. So nothing too fantastic. There's no green ghosts flowing through the machinery and anything powering it, anything. It all looks pretty mundane. And there's a few other puppets and stick puppets and stuff on the floor.
Well, I
now
know
one
that
thing I want to point out.
Go ahead.
On our end, we see blank, like in the foundry.
You're
Because
not.
I think it thinks that we need tokens on the field.
Oh, okay. I can fix that fairly quickly. See, technology. I hate it.
Technology.
I remember she said that the journals were locked up downstairs, but the innkeeper had the key. So obviously Bryce is going to have to feel up the dead innkeeper and get out those keys.
Yes, the keys were in her mother Nora's room, and Sammy kept them locked up. So that is...
He kept the keys locked up?
No, he kept the journals locked up.
Well, he kept the room locked where the journals exist.
Ah, there we go. We're starting to see something. Although it makes sense it would be black for me because I'm not in the top. I'm in the barn.
Yep. So we can just move you up to the... Oh, wow. That's the lighting. All right, let me...
Dynamic lighting, folks.
Yep. So, but you two are in the attic. So yes, so she says, no, if you mention journals, she says, the only journals I know are the ones my mother kept, and those are locked in her room. My father locked up the room after my mother left with the entertainers, and after the word of her death, no one was able to go in there. I don't even think he visits it. And there's deafening silence.
I'm not even sure how we get into there because it's like no way to get through the wall.
Yeah. Let us in. Let us in.
in.
She goes, I don't know how to get into my mother's room. We can try to bust the lock if I don't. Either of you
We
don't
can't
look.
we can't get into the map, the attic area.
Yeah.
We're trying to move our stuff to the map, but we can't get past the wall. We're blocked. There is
Yeah.
no door.
All right, we're not
Like on the map
particularly-
itself.
We're not particularly using this as a miniatures thing, but
I think you can disable the dynamic lighting somehow.
yeah, I'm not going to spend the rest of this session to say
Fair
it.
enough.
So there we go. So hopefully you can see the attic. Otherwise, it looks like an attic. I think all of you have been in an attic before. It's
Yes.
usually got a very sloped roof and kind of low to the ground. Dusty old crates with games of Jumanji in it, which if you play it will transport you and cause dinosaurs to run down your street. So that's an attic. So anyway, yes. So she says what she says. There is silence. Let's go to the priest.
So I remember when we last left off, I was trying to hold him up until I realized he was definitely dead.
Yes.
And we just heard the guy, or no, he didn't say anything. He just
Nope.
disappeared. So I'll attempt to, no point trying to wrestle with him. I'll go up into the hayloft and cut him down.
Okay. Yep. Body falls with a thud.
All right, I'll pull my way down and just, obviously double check he's dead. He's dead.
Yep. Neck snapped.
Yeah, I will. I'll search the body if there's anything on there.
It looks like he has like a purse where he keeps cash in. So just kind of a simple leather purse with there's like two little metal. I don't even know what they're called, but like the old timey purses where you twist the thing and it pops open. And,
oh, reticule. Yes.
Yeah. So he has one of those. It looks like it. He has the money from the intake for the night in there. He has a key ring that has several different style of keys on it. They look probably for the rooms in the house and to lock the front door and the barn, but it's a good number of keys on there. And that's, maybe he has some like hard candy or something in one of the pockets.
Okay, I'll make a note of the message that was on his. Was it a sign written on him, or was it actually painted on his flesh?
It was painted on his body.
And was it painted with paint or with actual blood?
You'll have to lick it to know for sure.
Yeah.
Let's taste it.
Go ahead and make me an observation. You seem to be good at these.
Got it. Wabam. Nope, that was not a wabam. Oh, there we go.
No wabams.
Yeah.
You can't really tell. But it's the way it's dried, it's a possibility that it's blood.
Yeah. I'm still just disgusted. I'm gonna wipe it off his forehead and just start to give the man the last rites before I go back up. Yeah. I will take the keys.
All right. So yes, back upstairs in the attic.
We're going to go ahead and go ahead. You go ahead and do.
I was going to provide just like support to the girl and try and like calm her down and make her believe that the world isn't ending around her, and just kind of like everything's gonna be fine. We'll figure this out. Like we're professionals in this bizarre behavior. Everything's gonna be fine.
She
Trust us.
she reiterates the story about what her mother kept talking about, the Witchcat Ghost. She kept seeing a man appear in her mother. Her mother would see a man appear in the bedroom. And Sophia has been having strange dreams where she dreams that she's a man and that she's doing plays. And what she wrote for the script for the show that she just did for you was based on those dreams. But yeah, you're sitting on crates upstairs. The priest will come upstairs at this point. So as
I think Terry wanted to do something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was going to do the opposite of what you were doing. I was going to hustle her downstairs. So
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to do that now, obviously.
I mean, we could just pick her up and go.
Drag her
It's
into your
okay. It's
inventory.
okay. Picks up, leaves.
Then how about a little compromise of both? You're trying to get her to go downstairs. She stops and starts, mentioning things. She walks forward a little bit, stops, and gives you, more information and such. And that'll give time for Bryce to run through. Everyone is still asleep in the dining room, by the way, as you come back in.
We should really dress them up in, strange positions so when they wake up, there's going to be a lot of questions. A lot of questions.
Well, speaking of which, I am, once I'm done giving the rights, I am going to, as much as I can wrestle him, bring him into the actual inn and, cover him with a sheet that I can find before I head upstairs.
This is turning into Weekend at Bernie's.
Well, I don't want the daughter to come downstairs and be greeted with that.
Yeah, both of you hear the front door kind of open from the wind blow, because remember, it's raining and storming out. So the wind blows open. You hear the door downstairs slam open, and then close again as you guys are kind of coming down from the attic down the ladder. So where are you taking Sophia? Are you taking her back to her mother's room?
That's correct.
Okay. The mother's, it's almost very obvious what the mother's room is. So if you kind of look at the map here, and I will bring it up on I should put this on another screen, one that I can actually see. There we go. It won't let me. So maybe I'll just put this back over here. There we go. And I will move this over here again. Technology, I hate you.
Isn't it lovely?
It hates you back.
I know. There we go. All right. So, so you can definitely tell where the room is. As soon as you come down the stairs, the door is like covered with cobwebs and dusty. It doesn't look like no one's opened this door in years, compared to the other rooms, which are basically rented out and so on and so forth. The door definitely has a big key lock on the front, and Sophie will even walk over and kind of jiggle the handle and just go see it is locked.
So we will need a key, or we could try and pick the lock.
She goes, sure, I don't really have anything to pick locks. I don't have a pin or anything on me. I don't usually wear them in my hair. All right, downstairs.
Maybe,
go ahead.
I was going to say, maybe your father has something. I'll go down and see if I can find anything.
All right.
And I will go down the stairs.
So you go downstairs, you see everyone that was in the living room asleep. And you see the father basically. Are you taking him into the kitchen, Bryce, or are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm taking him into the kitchen because I'm assuming there's something to cover him up there.
Yeah, there is. There's a tarp and such.
Yeah.
So yeah, as soon as you so as soon as Terry, as soon as you come down, or I should say Astrid, as soon as you come down, you see Father Victor leaving the kitchen, basically just soaking wet from being outside, and looking a little disorganized.
Yeah.
Father, we were looking for the innkeep.
I will not even reply. I'll just beckon them into the kitchen, show them what happened, and then recount, for the sake of brevity, recount what the whole experience was.
Oh, dear.
And show them that, this is. Oh, I'll bring in the money also. Put in the register, and then show them the ring of keys.
Well, the keys are what we were looking for, so maybe we should not mention this to the daughter just yet.
Not yet.
Later, yes.
Come, let's go upstairs and see what's in the room. That we've had strange happenings. Their answers might be there.
Oh, question is the daughter outside in front of the door with Astrid also?
Yeah, once you go upstairs, the daughter they're standing in front of the mother's room.
Ah.
I'm just moving the other characters down to the hall. I'm moving everyone to the hallway.
So we can see.
Yay!
Oh, and can you drag me up there, James?
Yep. Why can't I? Hold on. That's weird. Oh, that's why I can't do it. All right. I love the way it just moves so slowly through the rooms.
Yes.
There we go. So yes, so here is the mother's room. It's basically a corner room before you get to the stairs going to the attic or the drop down stairs.
So I
We'll
guess
take the keys and try to find the one that opens the door.
Yeah, it doesn't take you that long to do so. You just try a couple of them and suddenly click, it turns. And you turn the handle and the door squeaks its way open again. It hasn't been opened in some time. So as soon as you open the room, there's bookcases everywhere. There is just, it looks almost like an occult shop in here. Besides like posters that like handbills for various shows and plays that went on that are all over the place. There are, things that look like, a skull with a candle on it. And there's a table, it looks like probably some sort of weird pagan altar that has a pentacle in the center and everything. So Nora, the mother, she was very heavily into the occult and very heavily into her plays and thing, because some of the books on the shelves you can see right off are like the works of Shakespeare, the and various like plays by Swedish Chef and other things like that. So I can't think of any Swedish names right now.
Yeah.
So Bort, several plays by the Swedish Chef.
I'm familiar with this biography.
So what do you guys want to tackle first? She goes, I haven't been in this room in years, Sophia says.
I have a thought. As an occultist, I can communicate with the dead as part of my seance or medium ability.
Okay. So you're going to go ahead and prep to do that. What about Astrid or Victor?
I'm going down the bookshelves looking at titles. We know that the journals will probably not look like other printed books, so they may stand out.
Okay, let me go ahead and get you let's see here. See if I can find it in here quickly. You will find a folded piece of parchment, very like sticking out in between a couple of books. And upon, if you pull it out, you definitely tell that this is pages from a journal. So let me go ahead and see if I can bring those up on screens. Let's see. Or learn how to spell it. Maybe it's under here. Journal entry. Where are the props? Or maybe it's under scenes. Let's see. Wow. I am failing at spelling. All right, up there. Our audience, we can, let's see. Nope, that's not doing anything for me there. Dance of Dreams. But it's not it's only giving me the Witchcat Inn. All right, carry on amongst yourselves while I find what I'm looking for here.
You mind
It's
if I
much
roll
more-
for my observation?
What's that? Yeah, actually, why don't you go ahead and make an observation roll while.
Yeah, I got one.
Oof.
All right. So, this just for the description's sake, what are you doing to prepare to speak to the dead?
I'm probably going to look around the room and search for anything that seems particularly personal to them. I was gonna say like a book with less dust, but given how dead this room is, I assume that is not going to be a thing. But I'll look for like particularly worn things and kind of take out my crystal ball when I've gathered all the items and kind of form a circle and just begin meditating. And then I'll reach out with my mind and just kind of, what was her name again?
The mother, Nora.
Nora. Yeah, I'll ask out like, Nora, do you hear me?
All right, and you got a success, so that is good. I'm going to go ahead and read the journal that basically Astrid found. The date starts at January 15th. The journal says, I saw it again last night. As I was on my way to empty the widower's Rutger chamber pot, the candle in my hand went out, and standing still in the dark corridor on the second floor, I could hear the floorboards move. Someone was walking towards me. I whispered my husband's name, and an unknown voice responded with a word I couldn't understand. The hairs on my arms stood up, and the blood throbbed in my veins. Finally, I dropped the pot and ran downstairs. My footsteps woke several of the guests. I had to spend more than an hour on my knees scrubbing the stench of Rutger's excrement off of the floorboards. Sammy was angry, but I didn't tell him I'd seen a ghost. It would be adding fuel to the fire. 2 days later, she writes, Do I really have myself to blame? I know what I did to Sammy, but it was almost 20 years ago. He gets so different when he's angry, and I go mute with fear, whilst he demands answers. Perhaps I should know better than to upset him, but all I did was suggest that the sudden falling apart of the inn might have occult causes. I definitely shouldn't have mentioned the ghost. Now I won't be able to show myself to guests for a week. The bruises around my neck can be concealed with a collar, and no one can see the pain in my chest and stomach, but my left eye is purple like a plum and my nose is swollen. I fear for Sophia. She is so much like me, and I'd like to tell her everything, but I'm afraid of what Sammy would say. He wants to eradicate all things artistic and sublime from his daughter's body, that which came from me. January 1st, so this is now going 31st, so this is the end of the month in January. I mentioned my nightmare to Sophia, and it turned out she's been having the same dreams. A man being killed, the murderer sneaking up behind him and cutting his throat with a knife. The body is buried in an unconsecrated ground, and suddenly it's my body in the grave. I've been buried alive and I can't get out. All I want is revenge, or peace and death. I always wake with a scream. February 7th. The fourth time I saw him, I understood what he was whispering. It's not a word, but a name. Piri. After spending several days pondering the matter to Sammy's great annoyance, I remembered where I'd heard that name. Sammy's grandfather, who used to run the inn, was named Piri Harjula. There was lots of old letters in the attic. Amongst them I found a stack of messages all signed with Piri's name, written in code and addressed to someone in Uppsala. The code was easily deciphered, and now I shut myself away in my room all morning, reading Piri's love letters. Sammy is furious that I neglected my duties. He is banging on the kitchen walls and throwing saucepans against the floor. Poor Ingel. Ingeli? I don't know how that name is pronounced. February 8th. I now know who the dead man is. Peary writes of his guilt and feeling of remorse over a murder he committed. A man named Oscar Hjort, by slitting his throat. This happened during a meeting with 3 people from Uppsala. One of them was named Albert. Oscar was unwilling to cooperate, but he was given what was meant to do. But what he was meant to do, I am unsure of. They buried his body somewhere in our garden. Peary says that instead of having a priest consecrate the ground, they desecrated his body with magic. He fears that he was damned. The inn was condemned and condemned himself to hell. A little bit later, the next month, Sophia has been quiet and withdrawn for some time. I sat down to talk with her, and she told me that the dreams of setting up a theater. She wants to put on shows here at the Witchcat. I think it's a brilliant idea. I have sent an invitation to the Troll Dreams Theater Group, mostly to attract customers, but also to inspire Sophia. They will pass through here in early April. This time I won't let Sammy get his way. March 19th. Sammy saw the letter from the theater director, and as I am writing this, I have hidden the stable like a naughty child. He hit me with the fireplace poker. Everything went black and I woke up on the floor. I lost the feeling in my fingers of my left hand. They are still numb. Blood, saliva, and snot and tears are running down my face. So I need to keep this paper away from my body to avoid staining it. I am so scared. April 3rd. If I stay here, he'll kill me. Tonight I'm packing my things, and I'm taking Peary's letters with me. I'll show them to Sophia when I come for her. Perhaps he will return to the Witchcat one day, when Sammy has died, or come to his senses. Then we can go looking for ghosts together. And that is the end of the basically the journal. All right.
Sammy was not a good man.
So as you're reading that, are you reading it to yourself or sharing it with the priest? Because
since the daughter is here, I'm not reading it aloud.
Okay.
And actually, as soon as I see Astrid start doing witchy stuff, I'm gonna take her out of the room and just quietly and as calmly but as sympathetically as possible break the news to her about her father.
Yeah, and it's not Astrid doing the witchy stuff.
It's me.
Oh, excuse me, not Astrid. Yeah, Valentina.
Right.
Valentina.
All right. So I need to make a roll. So give me a second here. First of all, Valentina, I need you to go ahead and make me a learning roll.
A learning roll. All right.
Yep.
Hey.
One success.
Making up for all those not successes for like 2 sessions.
All right. So I take it that was one success. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. You start to feel you start to kind of feel a presence. Like your lips go cold, your fingers go cold, you start shivering. You're aware of everything going on around you. You look over, it kind of looks a little fuzzy, but you see Astrid reading the journal. You see the father take Sophia out of the room, but it all just kind of seems like a haze as you're focusing. I need to now make a roll, so give me uno momento here. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. I need to go ahead and make a roll for... So what do I need to do here? Do I click? How do I work this? Okay, this is all popping up on screen for everybody. So let's see here.
Yeah,
Do I
just so
do-
you know, the stuff with the Dance of Dreams and all that popped up on our screens as well. So we're probably seeing journal entries we shouldn't be seeing.
Yeah, just close that out, please. If but why is it not letting me? I'm trying to roll, and this thing sucks. All right, fine. Can it at least tell me how many dice I need to roll here? Oh, okay. I need to do that.
All the dice. Oh, good lord.
Yep. I need. Let's see. I need an observation roll from the occultist, please. All right. So I need to do one thing here. Maybe I'll copy and paste this and put this into personal chat. Let's see if I can. And let's see, can I do? Oh, damn it, I can't do. Let me just try to go to personal private chat here. Nope, that's chatting with everyone in the studio. I am going to go ahead and so Gwen, do you have access to your Twitter?
I have access to my Discord.
All
I
right,
have-
I'll
go
send
ahead.
this to your Discord.
Okay.
On a private note, Discord. What the hell? Am I
That just
saying?
felt like it'd be easier than using Twitter.
Yeah. Or X.
X.
Do you have your X open?
Of course.
Hey,
I do.
Terry, does Forge allow you to whisper to players?
It should, yes.
Oh, okay.
Let's test. Let me see. I don't know how to know who is here, so let's see.
Not a valid chat.
All right. So Gwen, do you see that?
Yes.
All right. So just don't read it out loud. Read it to yourself.
Popped up on my screen.
It did not. I don't know that it popped up on anybody else. Does anybody else see the whisper I tried to send?
No.
Okay, so
Cool.
whisper does work.
Okay. So anyway, as you start finishing the letter or the journal, you notice that Valentina is standing almost rigidly still.
Walk over there.
Her eyes have glazed over, like her pupils have turned pure white.
That's
Ooh.
not good. Hello? Hello?
And Valentina, what do you have on you?
I have a crystal ball. I have a whip.
Ooh,
Um,
somebody's coming to a party.
You notice Valentina's neck unnaturally turn in your direction,
Yee!
and she grabs the whip off of her belt. And well, let's see how combat works in here. Let's see. So I'm going to need to go back to we can close that. We can go here. Give me a second. We've done this like a bazillion times in Pathfinder. Oh my god, they're so small. It's kind of okay. There we are.
Should I get more into position being in the room?
We're not particularly using this as
Oh, okay.
as a thing, but Valentina, I'm just gonna go ahead and roll for everybody. All right, and also I gotta actually. So let's. So here's basically how combat works: is that everyone gets a number between 1 and 10. It starts basically at the low end first, and then goes up to the high end. So this is a surprise round at this point. So Valentina will be able to go first, and then we will go by initiative afterwards. But going back to initiative is that while we see that Astrid does go first, Astrid could actually say, I don't want to go first, and let the priest go first. So again, it's just kind of strategizing your combat round. All right, but right now it is Valentina. So you are going to be attacking. So if you bring up your character sheet.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can make this bigger so at least we can. So on the screen here, let's see. So I'm just going to move you two into the room here. The priest is outside with Sophia. All right. So I wonder if this works like Pathfinder, but what you're going to end up doing is highlighting, but hover. I don't know. Was that a mod or is that just part of the game?
To target someone?
Yeah.
That was a mod. Although I think you can still do it.
Yeah,
let's find out.
You can. I was able to target. Yep. So, Valentina, what I need you to do is put your click on, hover over Astrid, and then hit the T on your keyboard. And that and that should target. So now on your character sheet, go to, let's see, can I open your character sheet here? Go to your combat.
Yep.
All right. And click on whip.
Where there's a whip, there's a way. That's an awful lot of dice.
Yep. So you are hit, and you do take 1 damage. So I'm not even sure what that.
And when I hit him, I would like to just shout out that just from what you wrote to me, I'm going to shout out something that is. It was you who convinced my family that I was a witch.
She screams that. So now we are in actual combat. So again, the initiative goes first to Astrid. So Astrid, you have a blank-eyed Valentina with a whip in her hand. She just hit you too, and that hurt like hell.
I don't think I actually have any weapons.
Oh,
I don't see anything.
Really? And there, let's see. Let's look into your combat.
Oh, wait a minute.
You have a rapier.
There we go.
Oh,
well,
but I doubt you carry that with you.
I doubt I have that on me.
You have a kick and a punch.
Well, I guess that kick and a punch is going to have to be what it is.
You know what? I'm just going to say, yeah, I mean, you guys are all kind of weirdo society people.
I mean, we came here to fight something.
Yeah, so you have your rapier. It's on your belt.
I'm not sure that I want to use my rapier on my friends, so I will stick with kicking and punching.
Okay.
She'd be like, I'm trying to make an excuse for why I wouldn't kill you.
Take that.
All right. So did you do any damage?
Says I did.
Yeah. So, but you don't feel it, Valentina, but you you were kicked and were damaged. I'm just curious. I'm just going to go here because I'm very curious how damage shows up. Let's see here.
Yeah, I have no idea.
All right. I'm not going to worry about it now. But anyway, both of you have damaged each other. in that manner. All right. So that now brings us Valentina. You actually, let's see. So this is still going on for another round. So yeah, you are the spirit of vengeance here. You are Ghost Rider.
I think this time I'm going to do like a punch. I'm gonna like thematically have it be more like it drops her weapon and just like screams and pounces kind of
Okay.
thing. And because she's convinced that this is the person who had her nearly burned by her own family.
All right. So what does that look like? So yeah, you guys are kind of, I guess, slap fighting or something. They
Thinking like a tackle almost, but
Yep, I'm curious. I am going to go ahead here and just take a quick look to see. Okay. As previously mentioned, taking damage causes you to suffer conditions. This type of damage, mental or physical. All right, so if we go back to your characters, so Astrid, you have taken 2. So where are conditions?
They're on the main page.
All right. So you are at battered. And Valentina is at exhausted. So, and this basically, each condition lowers your dice pool by 1 when you're doing something. So you two are beating the snot out of each other. Victor, you hear this going on outside as you're about to tell Sophia what happened.
Yeah, I'll put her behind me, and I'll come in and see what I see.
So basically, right now, so Astrid has been pushed back against one of the bookcases. You can definitely tell that she's bleeding from a whip, like basically a whip cutting through her blouse or the shirt that she's wearing. Valentina looks like she's also gotten pushed back, so she's a little slammed up against the wall. Both of them are a bit of they're fighting, and you can definitely notice that Valentina's eyes have glazed over.
I'll definitely come in and
Stake her with a wooden stake. No, sorry.
Steak time.
Hope you brought the A1 sauce. Chunk, chunk, chunk.
I'll call out the name. Did we ever get the name of the guy that kept being mentioned?
Oscar.
Oscar. Did we have his last name?
I think we learned it, yes, but I don't remember it.
I was looking in the notes. I didn't. No, Oscar was the name. No, that's right.
Yes, his name is Oscar Hjort.
Yeah. In that case, I'll call out his name. Oscar Hjort, face me, unclean spirit.
And at the sound of that, there's kind of a shriek. Valentina slumps to the floor, and you feel like a force fly basically through you and leave the room.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a great end of scene sound there.
Is that the sound of my dishwasher?
I thought it was a toilet flushing. I thought, oh, that's perfect.
The spirit has been banished.
The spirit has left the room.
Yes. In that case, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I'll continue on with the right. It's not a power right, aka the game, but just on there. Commanding in Jesus' name, I bind all the evil spirits of the air, water, ground, and the netherworld. I further bind in Jesus' name any and all emissaries of any satanic power and claim the precious blood of Jesus on the air, atmosphere, water, and all the fruits of us. And continue on in that big, loud voice.
All right. I want Astrid to go ahead and give me an observation, a learning roll as well.
All right.
Ooh. What?
All those dice and not one success.
Wow.
Do you want to push or no?
No.
Nope. All right. Then I know that Valentina, before she went blank, did make it. Do you share the journal at all with people once all this?
I am.
Okay. So, Valentina, you, from hearing the journal and kind of seeing what just happened, you have a feeling that what is here is a revenant.
Ooh.
Basically, someone who has died and hasn't been buried in consecrated ground.
We could solve that. Priest can
Priest!
consecrate that ground real good.
So that is basically what you come up with once all is said and done.
Alrighty. I will share this with the group and look at the priest and be like, I think I got a job for you.
I will definitely listen.
So I think we gotta consecrate this entire inn.
No, it's the garden where the body was buried.
Ah. Mine sounds slightly more fun, but okay. We'll
Yours
do the
sounds like
garden.
a lot more work.
I mean, who doesn't want a consecrated inn? Really? It's a selling point.
Yes, too bad we don't own it.
In that case, yeah, where is on the map, where is the garden?
Well, if you remember from the journal, let me just bring up the journal here quickly and reference it. Let's see here.
I do believe you can just show the one page.
Yeah, I'm actually just reference it because seeing if information actually matches up. So there was no mention of a garden.
I'm almost sure that I heard something about a garden.
That's why I was so confused.
Because his throat was slit and his body was buried in the garden. I know that you said that.
Actually, the part of the journal says, I mentioned my nightmares to Sophia, and it turns out she's been having the same dreams. A man being killed, the murderer sneaking up behind him and cutting his throat with a knife. The body is buried in unconsecrated ground.
Okay.
And suddenly it is my body in the grave. I've been buried alive and can't get out. All I want is revenge or peace and death. I wake up with a scream.
So I'm not crazy, you're crazy.
Could be. Somebody said a garden somewhere. I insist. It must be the garden.
I will
It's a
very
garden.
nicely and with as much sympathy as possible turn to what was the daughter's name again?
Sophia?
Sophia. And get down on my knee, just going, I need you to be brave. I'll tell her what happened with her father, and then explain to her, just going, I know this is rough. I need you to think of something very, very difficult. When you had your nightmares, when you were that man, can you remember where you were buried?
She stops and thinks. She says it was dark and it smelled moldy.
Moldy.
It was dark and moldy. That's and all the dreams that's what I remember. And I was being buried alive. I don't remember any details. I just remember being just the smell of mold, the smell of things that have been left to decay, or cheese, maybe.
Sophie, where is your cellar at?
She goes, it's outside. It's a storm cellar. It goes under the house, but it is accessed through the outside.
Can you show us where it's at?
Sure.
I'll
She'll
mix
bring
it the other two so we're not splitting the party again.
Yes, I'll follow along eagerly.
Yeah. She'll bring you downstairs, and through the dining room, into the kitchen where the body is, but it is covered.
Mm-hmm.
She looks and shrieks, but she doesn't. I mean, she's almost relieved that he's dead, in a way. But considering what Astrid read in the journal,
Yeah,
you can see there's not a lot of love that was there.
I'll comfort her, but remind her, going, I need you to be strong. We're still in danger right now.
You go out back to the back door. You go out past a well. Now it's still raining like hell outside. It looks like there's not really a garden, but kind of a some trees planted and some stuff that probably during the non-rainy season is meant to be like an outdoor, like, picnic area or place to eat, but then takes you to an area outside that has basically a storm cellar door. And she goes, "This is the cellar."
Is there?
Right.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it again. You guys are just getting soaked from all the rain and everything.
Oh, did we grab someone grab a light on the way out?
There's lanterns outside that you could have grabbed.
Okay.
So I'm assuming you did, yeah, because otherwise it'd be kind of hard to see.
In that case, I'll make sure everyone's behind and together, and then open up the door.
All right. You open up the door, and it's just that there's stairs going down, and you can actually smell this kind of like nasty mold. Like, it's a combination. He probably stores cheese down there. There's probably crates and boxes that may have not been tended to for a while. So just that kind of like underground storagey smell, if that makes sense.
I'm going to have Sophia come with us, but I'm going to tell her beforehand of going, this is dangerous, but I don't want you to be alone, just in case he were to come again. However, if anything happens to us while we're down here, run back to the inn, find a horse, and go to the nearest neighbor's house. Can you do that?
She nods. She nods. She says that she'll follow behind you just so if she needs to run. And thanks you for.
In that case, I'll continue to go downstairs and take out my rosary and my little bottle of holy water, and just start not the rite of consecration, but specifically just starting to the rites to seal this area.
All right. So as you start to go down with the lantern is so oddly enough, when you come down, it's almost like this area has been transformed. It doesn't quite look like a cellar. It almost looks like a very cavernous cave. And as you kind of swing your lantern around, there's shelves on the wall that look like they have like food and cheese, but everything's overcrawling with maggots.
Ooh.
And the maggots are just like hitting the floor. You can even hear the thud of and it almost seems like more and more maggots. You see rats and the beady eyes off in the distance. There's like roaches crawling all over the walls down here. And you start hearing a voice that echoes out through the room. You hear, "Albert, my love, my right to decline. You were everything to me. You let Piri kill me, and I will. Katja, Hilma, have seen things none of you could ever. My name was danced in Paris." And suddenly, in the middle of the floor, you see a man, like beautiful man, like someone who would be not a dandy per se, but someone who is very like finely dressed. The clothing looks about 100 years previous, so the fashion, so maybe late 1700s at this point, or mid 1700s. The face looks over to you, clean shaven, beautifully well coiffed hair. He smiles at you, and then suddenly you see his throat burst open as if someone cut it, and blood starts just spraying everywhere. And he gurgles and hits the ground, and the body just decays almost instantly, as you see like maggots start to like eat away at it very quickly.
Go ahead.
I need everyone to go ahead and make me a fear roll. So
yeah, I'll do that.
All right.
Jeez.
So how this is going to work, you're going to need 2 successes not to become terrified. So this will be a logic roll. And you get to add dice. So there are 3 players nearby, so you basically get to use your logic, and you could add 3 you can add 3 dice to that roll.
Still only got 1 success.
Same.
All right, leave it to the priest, who is not terrified. So you are terrified for let's see here. Terrified for 1d6 rounds. Suffer conditions equal to fear value minus successes. So each of you are only good. So I'm going to bring up your characters here. So Astrid, you haven't taken anything yet, but you are in the angry category, as well as Valentina. And you have options. So right now I'm going to, let's see, do I have a d6 nearby? I'm a gamer. It's like, do I have dice near me? That's a d12. That would be unfair. And I'm not going to divide it by 2. I have dice in here. Hold on. Because let's see, do I have that? No, I don't have that cool little dice rolly thing, or do I? Oh, yes, I do. Sweet.
Press enter.
Roll. No, I got it. Ooh, 5 rounds. That's harsh. So flee, freeze, faint, or attack. Those are the options there. So Valentina, do you freeze in place? Do you run away? Do you faint? Or do you immediately, well, there's nothing really there to attack.
I'm gonna faint.
All right.
Gross.
So Valentina faints. Astrid.
Freeze.
All right, so you freeze in place. Sophia runs. And the priest, you're the only one who is unaffected at the moment for 5 rounds.
Priest just like, oh, this is my average Tuesday. It's fine.
Yeah, I will continue on with the rite. You know, blame you out. In the holy name of Jesus, I break, dissolve any curses, hexes, spells, deceptions, diversions.
Make me a I need you also to make me another what I have you roll before for me. Make me a learning roll.
Okay. It would be under logic.
Yep.
No bonuses, just that.
Yep. Oh, do you want to push that to see if you can?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Pushing. No.
No. I'm going to say that. So I'm going to say that just with you kind of get the feeling that with everything that's happening here, this ground can't be consecrated. It was pretty much done over by magic to make this like a living hell for the Revenant. So you are going to have to like remove the body.
Okay.
And put it somewhere else.
I'll call out his name. Oscar Hjort.
You hear moans and groans and creaking.
Any location where it's coming from?
It seems to be coming from the area where you saw that body drop to the ground.
I'll go to that area and go down on one knee and ignore the visions of the maggots and the rats and everything else, and try to see, what is the ground? Is it floorboard or is it bare earth?
It is it's bare earth. It's not floorboard at all.
Oh dear, this is not. I look around. Is there anything I can use for like a shovel? Because I don't.
There are shovels down here. This is also a storage place. So
yeah, I will grab a shovel and I will start shoveling at the ground.
You see, you hear Sophia scream.
Ooh.
I turn around.
It's coming from outside because remember she ran.
I'm an idiot. I immediately I'll grab Astrid and just shake her, going and try to wake her up, and then while pulling up towards the top.
All right.
I can't believe I'm just left.
Astrid,
you're unconscious.
You could try to push.
Try to push?
No, Astrid could push if she wants to try to break.
All right. Let's see what we got here. So still have the bonuses?
I'm going to say you will at least get a +1 die because Gwen has, or Valentina has fainted.
You provide no moral support.
You shake Astrid and she comes out of it.
I'll say Sophia, and then up the stairs I go.
Okay.
And I will go ahead and try to wake up my whippy companion.
All right. You see Sophia terrified, standing in the middle of the rain. Your light lantern is showing, and everyone that was asleep at the inn is now like zombie staggering outside the door with pieces of broken chair and table legs and moving towards Sophia, who's standing in the middle of the between the door and the cellar door.
I'll move in front of her and the people coming out and tell her, go back downstairs, Astrid and Valentina.
Okay. So we will get into a little bit of initiative. Gwen, you want to try to push?
Yeah, I'll try and push.
All right. 3 rounds
how
have
do
passed so far.
What am I getting as bonus here?
You can have plus. There's only one person with you, so +1.
Okay. Ouch.
Nope. So in a couple of rounds, Valentina will awaken, but she's still kind of out of it, making grunty noises. All right. So let me come back over here. I'm going to. Oops. I can just.
Sounds
clear.
much like my my washing machine in the back, or my dishwasher.
All right. I'm just going to do that. All right. So now let me find the priest. Where is the priest? Priest is right there. Put the priest in here. Let me see if I can find they're referred to as sleepwalkers.
We will have to kill them all. And then burn this place to the ground.
Let's see. Oh, it's this. Search full text. All right. That is not working. All right. I'll just have to manually keep track of things here. Let's see. Oh, wait. Headquarters initiative to MC. Merchant. Oh, here we are. There's Oscar, but it doesn't particularly give me the sleepwalkers. Wait, the street child. That'll work. Let's see here. I will just do. There we go. I will just add. No, not the doctor. We'll just put. Farmer, and we'll come back over to here. All right, Victor, this is going to be there, and I'll roll initiative. All right, so you will actually get to act first.
And is that to me or the folks?
No, it's Victor. Yep, you
Yeah.
get to ask first. Sophia's kind of NBC. She's not, she will basically move on your.
Yeah, I tell her very strongly downstairs into the cellar with Valentina and Astrid. Now, girl.
Do you run with her?
Yeah,
Okay.
I moved back.
All right, so yeah,
not my forte.
So we'll just end combat here because you'll go in, slam the door. They're not particularly running. The cellar does not have a lock on the inside. So, but it's a heavy wooden door that you could probably, with enough people, try to barricade while you get done what you need to get done.
Yeah, I will tell the folks what's happening and let them know we need to barricade this door.
All right. All right. So when you get down there, it looks like Valentina is just starting to come out of the faint. Astrid is down on a knee trying to get Valentina to get up. Nothing's really the bot. Of course, obviously the area you haven't dug up yet. So, but you do remember seeing a shovel.
Yes. I'll take the shovel in my hand and let them know the sleepwalkers are coming down. They're going to try to get in. They're going to try to stop us. We have to get the body up.
All right. So you go down and start
digging.
All right. Sophia throws her body against the door. She's a big woman, but definitely now you can hear the door being hit by the table legs and the chair pieces and such like that from the
Oh.
sleepwalkers outside.
Is there anything down here to help barricade it?
It's a food cellar, so there's barrels, there's various implements that, like tools.
Tools. I'll hunt for some tools that'll help maybe make things hard to get in.
Like
Yeah,
a little bar,
prop
yeah.
something against the door.
All right, so are you going to try to carry a barrel, a mini keg or something up and put it against the door?
I was going to use tools to try to use those to reinforce the door. You like a bar? To use a tool for a bar? Something to help make it stronger?
Oh, important
okay.
question.
Yes.
Does the door open in or out?
The door opens into the cellar.
Okay, good. I can imagine us piling everything up in front of that door and then it just opens.
Oh my god.
So you're gonna try to find like a crowbar or something, and then
Crowbar, shovel, something to brace the.
There is a shovel. You can take it from the priest, but that's
Yeah,
not
well,
going to help him
it's
very
probably
much.
not going to help him very much. Something else.
All right, so yeah, you will find a crowbar because they use crowbars to open crates and stuff like that, which would be found down there. So you're going to go up and try to jam that into the doors, at least to try to keep it from opening.
Correct.
All right. You can go ahead and give me a force.
I apparently cannot even roll it.
Really?
Oh.
Because I have a -2 condition to go with my 2 physique, so I'm apparently it won't even let me roll it.
Yep. So you're basically having a problem. Like it's because again, it's wet, it's moldy, it's damp. You're trying, and like Sophia's in front of you, and you're trying to get the bar in the door, and it's not particularly sticking. Like you kind of keep dropping it.
We're gonna die.
And are you trying to put a keg in front of the door, Valentina? Or are you trying to find something else? I mean,
I was thinking of trying to find like another shovel to help with.
Here, I've got this crowbar you can have.
Perfect. Exactly what I need.
All right, so you grab the crowbar. Go ahead and give me force.
Okay.
Or did? Oh, okay. You're having a hard time positioning it to get into place. Sophia's kind of holding him back, but the door's not going to last too long. Father, go ahead and I'm not going to have you make a roll for it because the ground is not too hard, and it wasn't, and the body wasn't buried that deeply. You end up uncovering a skeleton within a couple of in a minute or so. So you do find the skeleton of Oscar.
Was he buried in a coffin, or is he just like?
Oh, his throat was cut and he was tossed in a hole and buried.
Okay, so there's nothing holding the skeleton together.
No.
Can we get a bag?
In that case,
Or a barrel.
yeah. Oh, pardon?
Or a barrel?
Yeah, I'll start bringing the bones up. The bones up, and I'll speak to the skeleton, and everything else, and saying, Oscar Hjort, you will no longer be bound to this ground.
So there are burlap bags down here that look like there's people stored root vegetables and such in.
Oh, I'll grab one, empty out the vegetables,
yep.
And place the remains on there.
Okay. Yeah, you can stuff all the things. You say your thing. You can see that Astrid, Valentina, and Sophia are trying to hold the door. As it looks like the mob is trying to get in.
We're doing our Sunday best.
We have to. Unfortunately we have to remove the bones from this area because this area in itself. I'll actually explain that. Going. This area is cursed. He cannot be laid to rest here, and as long as his bones are in here, that mob will still be attacking.
I kind of just look around and go like, that tracks. There's all of the maggots and rats and roaches and all that jazz just skitter about.
All right. So what is the plan?
I'll bring the I'll bring the remains in the bag
Okay.
up to the door. Is there still pounding and
Oh yeah. I mean, Sophia's holding it back with her weight, as well as Valentina and Astrid seem to be fumbling with a crowbar, trying to put it in place, but it keeps like falling down.
We're too tired.
There's at least 3 of them up there. Could be 4, but you haven't really seen if Sammy reanimated or not.
Yes. You know what? I'm looking at my talents right here. First of all, is there any other exit out of the? It's just stairs up from the cellar in.
Yes.
It's like this little room up area, like there. Nothing else on there. We have to go through that door.
Yep, it's an underground cellar.
Boy, I wish we had a combat guy right now.
Maybe what we need to do is open the door and somebody run out and distract them while you run off with the body and bury it somewhere.
Yeah. Do you have a gun? Because I'm really good at like ranged shooting things.
No, unfortunately, all I've got is writing utensil, holy water, and my rosary. Oh well, that is it. I'll turn to Astrid, since she seems to be the least damage of all of us right now, and I'll give her the sack. Going, these are the remains of Oscar. I will draw them away from us. If you can get them out of this cellar.
She will be happy to do so, but she's actually not the least wounded. She's actually the more wounded of the 2 women.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah. In that case, I'll turn to Valentine, noticing the whip scars. And Britt is like going,
I need you to do this. Wait. Yeah. I need you to do this.
And I never asked before. How old actually is Sophia? Is she like in her teens, or is she
she's a young woman, maybe 20 or like 20, 21, 22.
Oh, she's a lot older than I expected.
I genuinely thought she was a child.
No, she's not a child. Actually, hold on. Let's see. Maybe I'm assuming wrong, but no, she's not a child. She's a young woman.
Yeah, if she was a young woman, I would have.
She's 16.
Not been as much of a crap.
16. Okay, she's 16. She's a teenager.
Yeah, she's a teenager. She's 16.
I regret nothing. Teenagers need moral support too.
Okay, I will take the lantern with me, and if just going, as soon as that door opens and as soon as they follow me, you need to exit. Move away from the door, child.
Bryce, I am actually going to need you to make an observation roll, please.
I can do that. I can do many things.
I can do anything.
So how many successes was that?
That is 1 success.
Oh, 1 success. So as you're standing there and you're holding the burlap sack, trying to give it to to Valentina, you start to feel like this cold run up your spine, to the point where if you're looking at the priest, you see his lips start to turn blue and his breath start to turn icy.
Oh boy.
But there's no effect other than. So it looks like you are being. Some magic is working against you as you're trying to do this. So, all right. So the door, it opens inward. There's been failed attempts to hold it open. Sophia's doing the best she can, throwing her weight against it. It doesn't seem like the mob is too powerful. So what is the plan?
Move her behind us. Open up the door and flail the lantern like it was a torch towards,
All right.
towards the mob.
So go ahead and give me a punch kick.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh no. All right. So let's see.
That went as
here.
expected.
So they are going to try to counter that, but they don't have much. So I'm going to go ahead and roll for each. There's 3 of them out there. So that's not a success. Next one. Not a success. And last one. Not a success. All right. So you managed to swing, and not particularly, they didn't hurt you, you didn't hurt them, but you managed to push through them. Or at least it managed to get out of the doorway without, hurting yourself or hurting them.
I try to grab, to pull them with me or get them to follow me as I kind of move outward towards the outdoor seating area.
All right, you run with the lantern going, hey, follow me, but it seems they're more interested in the bones.
Oh no.
So we are going to do a little bit of initiative.
I don't want to punch and kick.
All right, so let me.
We could solve this problem real easy. Just run around the yard, just flinging finger bones this way and toe bones that way.
We need the whole corpse, I think. I do believe it is recommended to have the whole corpse when you are trying to be rid of spirits.
Hold on, 10-siders.
Yeah, because it's basically a 1 to 10. So it actually it goes in reverse, but first would be Victor. So you and Astrid are actually first. As you basically see the priest run out into the hall, wagging the lantern around, going, hey, after me. And they kind of look and just kind of shake their heads and look back at the doorway. They haven't started coming down the stairs yet, but the priest and Astrid can act before, unless you want to trade places with Valentina or the farmer and let him go. Let the mobsters go first.
The mobsters.
Yeah.
No longer are they zombies. They're now.
How many are there?
There are 3. There is
only 3. Okay.
Yeah, there's the priest, the farmer, and the nervous-looking woman. But except they're asleep, but they're basically wielding pieces of broken furniture.
Oh god, this is gonna suck. But I will grab whoever is closest to me, or whoever seems like they're about ready to get into the room and try to wrest them away.
All right, so I'm sorry. What are you gonna do?
Oh, whoever is closest to the door, I'm going to attempt to. I'm going to grapple them.
Oh. All right. So you are going to be doing some grappling. All right.
It's
So
a priest on priest action.
Oh, there's a Rule 34 I think none of us want to see.
all right. So in attempting to wrestle or grapple an opponent, you make a force test, and your opponent uses a reaction to break free using. So it's force versus force.
Ah, the force is my ally.
Well, may or may not be. What is their force here? They have a force of 2. So I'll roll 2 dice. All right, so we'll come back over here and do that. 2 dice. Why did I only roll once? Oh, because it added 2 to the roll. Never mind. So roll and roll. So they got no successes, so you can go ahead and make a force roll. One success will do it.
Oh, good, because my physique, my force is 0.
Oh, look at that. 1 success. So
obviously I went against that papist priest, because secretly I've always wanted to punch him.
So, cue the Star Trek music. Dun, 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 dun,
Surprisingly, my frock coat gets ripped just right here.
Yeah, we have John, Rachel, and Dana on the stream. Hello, everyone.
Hey.
So you grab the priest by his jacket and swing him like you're holding on to him. So he's still asleep. You can see like his eyes are closed. He's not looking at you. However, he's animated for some reason. So that's awesome. So you managed to get the priest and grapple him out of the way. Astrid, what are you doing?
I am going to, since am I past the mob of people, or
you can act first? You can run right into him. I mean, I'm assuming you're also like on the stairwell.
I want to try to get around the people and see if I can grab a leg and yank a leg out from underneath somebody.
All right. So you're basically, we're going to call that a grapple as well, to try to do that. So it is going to be force versus force. However, you don't have any force. However, you can push, though. That's so if you try to roll your force, it'll give you an option to push. It should. But I'm going to see what they get.
That's not very helpful.
Ooh.
All right. So there's nothing on either side. You try to grab a leg. Couldn't. I mean, it's slippery and wet. You didn't fall, but you also didn't quite get. But you're outside. You're kind of at least holding your body in place. Are you holding the bones?
I did not have the bones.
Okay, that is Valentina. Okay, all right, awesome. So that is you all. We now go to them. So the priest is actually going to try to attack you with his table leg that he has with him. So he is going to roll. He doesn't have much in the way of anything fun. So let's see if he gets a success or not. Let's see here. So roll. All right. He swings at you, just kind of half asleep. You have his arm, so he can't particularly try to get you.
Not today, wafer sucker.
The woman who did you attack the woman or the farmer? Astrid.
The woman.
The woman. Okay, so she tries to swing at you. So let's see if she can do anything here. Nope. Basically, again, she looks asleep. She's trying to swing. The other one tries to rush in at Valentina. which would be the farmer, and basically kind of swinging a stick that he has in his hands.
Whip his ass, figuratively and
Whip
literally.
it. Whip
and
it good.
misses, but slams into the door, and you see like the door dent in. So if it would have hit you, it definitely would have hurt. We now go to Valentina. It is your turn. What are you doing?
All right. I feel like I'm probably the most combat capable
Mhm.
character here, and yet I am playing Keep Away with Bones currently. So I am going to have my bundle of bones in my arms, and I'm going to just run and try and get out of this zone of possessed evil and death.
Okay. Yep. You can easily bypass. They haven't been very successful at grabbing or hurting you. So you can run out into the middle. So make me a logic roll.
Logic roll. Oh boy. That's 2 dice. Roll it.
Look at that. So as you're running, something comes to your mind. One is two things. These bones either have to be buried in a churchyard because it's consecrated ground, or a priest has to consecrate the ground that they need to go into. So you're either going to have to run the hour and a half to the church, which you've seen in the distance when you first arrived, or get the bones back over to the priest, the father, and have him throw them in a pit and do a quick consecration of the ground.
Yeah. Yes, running them into a nearby pit would be easier. But I think right now I'm just trying to get them away from the mob.
We can trade partners.
Heck, they can't. They're only sleepwalking. You could probably run way faster than they are. We just got to break contact.
Yeah.
Which at this point, most of you, well, actually, Valentina has. Astrid and the priest are still in melee range of them, so near, pretty much. Valentina, you can actually go out 2 bands. So yeah, you can actually get to the middle. If we go and look at the map here on a holistic scale, so you'd probably be able to see this on your screen if you look at a Streamyard, but I can move your people.
I'm looking at Streamyard.
Okay, I can move you out into...
Slowly.
I know, it's just so weird the way it does that. Oh, what am I doing?
It's like Animal Crossing.
I've never played.
What? Oh yeah, I guess it is a newer game.
So yeah, so you guys are all pretty much here. Valentina is the only one who has managed to basically run away from all the things. And I'm just going to... God damn it. And I'm just going to do this here. And these are the things that you're fighting. All right, so that is that round. We are now going to go to the next round. And we're back at Victor.
So
yeah, I'm sorry. Priest on priest action. I had to say.
Yeah, exactly. If I see Valentina move past us and get out of range, I'll disengage with the priest and move to her, unless it looks like Astrid needs a hand.
No. Well, I don't know. Astrid, do you look like you need a hand?
Nope, I look like I'm going to get out of here too.
All right. So yeah, you can catch up with Valentina, and you can either grab the bones from Valentina or wait till she hands them to you.
I'll ask for them. It's like...
Okay. So Valentina can give them to you on her turn. We now go to Astrid.
I'm going to break contact and join my companions.
Run away! All right.
I'll grudgingly admit, you could probably have a better chance against them than I do. I'll take the bones.
They're gonna chase. They're gonna start chase very slowly. Like I said, they're more shambling than anything. Valentina, you can go ahead and hand the bones over to Father Victor.
I shall.
All right, and we're gonna go ahead and start the next turn. Victor, you have the bones now.
Let's see here. And this, what is that little circle next to those two trees?
It's just a mistake.
It's just a mistake. Yeah,
Okay.
I think I can get rid of that.
No, I'm not talking about that one. I was thinking more of how do I
just put your cursor where you want to click, and then you just did it. Oh, this is a well.
Oh, that's a well. Okay. So that's not a good place to dump the bones. In that case, oh God, I need a shovel again.
You didn't keep the shovel? That wasn't thinking ahead.
Yeah. Unfortunately, not in that wrestling match. And well, I'll start with the other thing. I'll move towards what is in the conservatory.
The professor and a candlestick.
You're not 100% sure. I mean, honestly, you don't even know that that's a conservatory.
Oh, well, it's a building. Is it got like lots of windows in it, or?
It doesn't look like it. It looks like it's just a wooden building.
Okay, in that case, not knowing any better. I'm trying to scroll on your screen. Sorry. I am going to head back towards the stable because I know there's tools in there.
Is she going to run back into the cellar?
Not the cellar, the stable.
Okay. So am I assuming everyone's going to be running back and forth?
Yeah, I want to try and trip them.
Okay, so you're going to stay and engage. What about you, Astrid?
I am going to. Where is the girl?
We'll say that she's following the priest.
Then I am going to follow them.
Okay.
Oh, if she's with me, I'll call ahead to her, going, "Find me a shovel."
All right, she'll run back into the cellar.
Okay.
Because they're going to continue, and we'll say round goes. If you continue running, they're not going to be able to catch up with you at this point.
All right.
You can move yourselves further.
You'll need to move me because unfortunately I can't move myself.
There we go. And all right, Sophia will come out. She will run over in another round. She'll run like this way through the trees. If I can just go ahead and can I right click? Anyway, there we go. So she runs that way, and she'll go ahead and throw you the shovel. At this point, you guys are kind of over here now.
Oh.
They're still shambling behind. All right, Father Victor, you're up.
I'll turn to Valentine and Astrid, going, "I need you to keep them off of me," and I'll start digging a grave.
All right, Astrid, what are you doing?
I am going to keep an eye on the things, the sleepy people coming our way. How far away are they?
Well, after you look back, they are now here on their turn. And Valentina, what are you doing?
So you mean they're literally right on us? We couldn't like get enough space to get, half an hour's worth of time? Come on, priest, you can do better than this.
I mean, they're still around behind you, but they're not upon you this round. So Valentina, what are you doing? Just gonna
Yeah,
let
I'd
them
be-
catch up, and then
No, I'm not gonna let them catch up. I'm gonna just continue kind of like distracting them and trying to like trip them up and maybe trying to wake them up even, like, being extra loud with each of my strikes.
all right. Give me So are you using give me a force roll?
Okay. Could I use a close combat roll?
Oh yeah, you're not trying to grapple him, you're just trying to like kick him or push him back.
Yeah.
So go ahead and yeah, you can make close combat. That's fine.
Cool. Yay, 1 success.
All right, no successes. So you're actually doing well holding them back. Victor, so you got the hole going?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'll say that right now even a small hole is better than none. So your end of the ground's wet, so you're able to kind of slosh some dirt aside to throw the bones into.
Yes.
All right, so that's fine. Astrid, what are you doing?
I'm gonna push and kick to keep them back,
All
just
right.
like my friend here.
All right, so
Yay.
move yourself back over. Go ahead and make a close combat.
Me.
All right, and they are going to. Ooh, 1 success. So they actually will do another condition to you. Astrid. So you are wounded. You're 1 away from basically being broken. Which means that needs some hospital time, but it's a 1-shot. So, all right. Now that we come back here, that goes to. They already. Oh, they'll try to attack Valentina. So let me go ahead and roll. Oh, Valentina,
Yes.
you have been also hit,
Oh.
but you were only at battered. So,
Yay. Well, kind of. Yay.
all
Rolling's
right.
hard now.
And we circle around to Victor. All right, the bones are on the ground. In the ground, Sophia's throwing dirt over them.
Oh yes. Well, yeah. I put the dirt over them, and as soon as they're covered, I immediately start consecrating the ground.
All right, let me just see here. Give me a second. Where is your priest? There he is. All right. So you actually have a talent called Blessing,
Yes.
which gives you a +2 to a test of your choice.
Alrighty. So I am going to bless the grave site, which I know isn't exactly how it works, and then apply that bonus to whatever test I have to do.
I'll say inspiration because
Okay.
that makes a lot more sense.
Yes. In that case, I will go through a very abbreviated but pointed rite of dedicating the graveyard.
All right, go ahead and make that roll.
Okay, +2 bonus dice. Not +20, +2.
All right, how many successes? Well, that's all you needed is 1 success. So you start screaming, lightning hits, dramatic effect, and the sleeping people all fall to the ground. And you hear kind of hear a scream in the background, and it looks like Oscar has been put to rest. That cold feeling that you had earlier goes away.
Well, let's start getting the people back into the inn.
You as you're starting to kind of drag them back, they awake and pretty freaked out of why they're standing in the rain because they remember last they were sitting at a table inside, and I'm
Not
assuming
that they were dragging them, but
yeah, and I assume you explain to you ultimately how do you debrief everybody now that Sammy's dead? You just buried a revenant.
I totally am not going to help and sit back and watch to see his explanation because it's going to be good.
In that case, well, first of all, Sophia, is she all right? Is everything with? Okay
Yeah,
with
she's
her?
all right. She is she's shaken, obviously, but okay.
Yes. Well, our little so useful detective. I'll bring everybody up at one of the tables up in there and just say, "There's no easy way of explaining this, so I won't." No, I mean, it's like there something unnatural things have happened tonight. Our host is dead, and an angry spirit has been laid to rest.
Everyone just kind of looks at you with gaping mouths. The other priest, well, let's see, what was his name? Let me find where the other priest is. Father Niels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or Niles, actually, it'd be pronounced Niles. Father Niles looks at you and kind of shakes his head and he goes, there has been some oddness to this house over the years. So he goes, it doesn't surprise me. The woman pretty much doesn't say anything. She looks really paranoid and eventually runs back to her room. The farmer looks pretty shaken up, says he's going to stay here the night. He can help you make arrangements to get. Do you tell him about Sammy's death? I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he says that Jonathan, he will stay and help you get the body to the church in the morning. And Sophia, again, like I said, just is shaken. The last person is Olas Clint, the detective, who agrees and says, well, I told you there was something odd going here. It looks like my hunch was correct. And he says that he says to you in kind of a cold voice that he hopes that he doesn't have to interact with the society again.
oof.
Well,
And
hopefully,
then-
if you do have to interact with the society again, we'll be able to come through for you just like we did this time.
All right. So, and close curtain, and that was it. You guys have
Whoa.
completed
did it.
Dance of Dreams. So, just before we close out, I want to go over experience points. So, this is kind of the neat thing, and we can do it just as a test. And if you guys we ever play again and you recreate new characters, I'll allow the experience to cross over and all that sort of stuff. So you get a point for 1 experience points for every question that you can answer yes. So did you participate in the session?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. At the end of each session, so this would go into both sessions. So this would be 2 experience.
Was
Did
it
you
2 sessions or 3 sessions? Didn't we play 3 times?
Yeah, we did play all right, so this would be 3 experience. Yep. Did you confront any Vaesen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So that would count for this session only. So that's another. So that's
Actually,
4.
that's not true. Wasn't that thing that flew through the thing last episode? Wasn't that a Vaesen?
Yep, but the only people that confronted it last time would be you, would be Astrid and
Valentina.
Valentina.
So
So please keep track of your points.
I'm keeping track.
All right. Were you affected by your dark secrets at all?
Not really.
No.
No. Okay, so no point for that. Let's see here. I lost my place. Where'd it go? All right. Did you take any risks to protect other people?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And that was this
Yes.
session, so that'd be another point. Have you learned anything?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. What have you all learned?
I've learned that, it's rough fighting these Vaesen. You can't really beat them. You just got to find out a way to trick them because you just can't take them out.
All right. And Valentina?
Combat isn't the only solution. Oftentimes, you have to kind of think outside the box, and it's a lot like what's it called? I was gonna say Cabin in the Woods, but that's wrong. This board game where you play as kids in the haunted house, and the event is random, and it's less about confronting whatever demon shows up, and more about dealing with the situation some other way, because usually just confronting the thing will end up making you dead.
All right. Father Victor, did you learn anything?
Yes, but it's all the wrong things. No, I would think that, as far as anything new, probably not. He used all his same tricks as a priest, and he's even more concerned of going. You make all of the Vaesen, but no, they're all creatures of Satan. And the only way they can be destroyed or pulled back is through the power of prayer.
So you didn't learn anything. All right. No.
Other than proving it that they're even more they're more real.
All right. So everyone would get a point for that. You didn't develop anything in your headquarters, but that's a whole other experience system. We won't go into that on this one. And did any of you perform an extraordinary action?
Define?
That's hard. Yeah.
Like something that was over the top, something that was just amazing.
I don't think so.
I would say with my absolutely 0 3 physique and 0 force and 0 close combat, managing to break out of the door and face down a mob.
Dana says they didn't, so I don't know. You're getting overruled by the audience.
Actually, yeah, there was nothing that extraordinary.
No, not really.
All right, so
I got possessed for a bit, but that was it.
All right, so basically that is your 5 experience. You can advance to increase a skill by 1 or gain a new talent. We won't be doing that on the air, but at least. So, what did everybody think of the game? I mean, just the gameplay, the story, everything like that.
I think it's pretty rough when you try to do combat because we're really not suited for combat.
It's funny is that I noticed that in the pre-gen characters, there is one that is like a combat specialist, and it's funny is like we took all the non-combat kind of research, all the support characters, and this is the first time, even though the lesson of the game is these things can't be fought,
It was kind of good that we didn't take any of those because it would have been a little different, definitely.
Yeah, but a person that was burly or some combat focused would have helped us at the very end. We kind of pulled that off with the skin of our teeth when we were getting overwhelmed by the mob.
Well, the one thing about this game, and I'll give my 2 cents here, is that unlike Call of Cthulhu, which kind of sets you up with this like, I don't know, false equivalency. I don't know. It just, I don't even know if I'm using the right words here, but it sets you up to make you think that you're a combat monster, even though you're not. And I think the thing I like about the way characters are designed here is even the combat monsters aren't particularly combat monsters. The game is meant for you to explore, ask questions. So in another session, again, we're all new to this, but The game is more like you're trying to solve clues. So you're going to suggest to me that, oh, I'm going to use this skill to see if I can glean this bit of information. So it's more of a trying to solve the mystery. And then we didn't really get into a Vaesen that you had to like go out and do tons of research and basically just test theories, because that kind of gets really hard and intense. But that's the sort of thing, this was easy because it's a revenant. Okay, we need to bury it in consecrated ground. That's how the adventure was designed. But when you get into a mystery from a Vaesen that's like some weird mythical creature, it's not as easy as going out and say, oh, I'll slay with my sword. It's kind of doing tons of research, trying to figure out what folklore you've heard about regarding each of these creatures, and then trying to put together your plan to how you're going to put it down. So, and you're not invincible. So it's again not going, I'm going to run face into the Sasquatch or whatever. You're going to try to figure out how you're going to do this without getting yourselves killed, because you are mortal. Anyway, so that's my take at it.
I definitely want to try the game again at some point, but with like my own character as opposed to a pre-gen. Like I always find it awkward trying to slip into the shoes of a pre-gen, even if the pre-gen is like basically me anyways. In a way that almost makes it harder.
Yep. If we do this again on stream, I'll let everyone create their own characters and carry the experience over to the next character. So,
and one thing I'm not a huge fan of is only a success on a 6 is a bit brutal.
Yeah, it's a brutal dice system.
It is. This one's a little odd because so this is called the Year Zero engine, which I actually absolutely love, by the way. But for each system, it works a little bit differently. So in some of the more heavier systems for Year Zero, you're rolling a lot more dice. And also you have other dice that you roll with it, like there's stress dice. Like for Alien, you also start gaining stress dice when you start making failure. So you're actually rolling a lot more dice, but the stress mechanic takes effect. In Mutant Year Zero, you're a little bit more beefier because it's Gamma World, and obviously, yes, you're going to need to have that survival. Or why am I blanking on? In Forbidden Lands, which is a game that I'm actually like smitten with now. I think I've mentioned it before, at least in talking to my friends. Bryce, it's Forbidden Lands is a fantasy game that they produce, but it feels like Conan Exiles because basically, you're given this huge map and you have to go explore. And instead of there being locations where actually I can bring us all back here to like human side, or not human
humans.
There we go. So you have this huge map and you explore it. So there's these different places that exist, but they may not always be on the same place on the same map, because you basically kind of do hex exploring and then something may appear, and then you got stickers and you put the sticker on it because that's where this cave of chaos is, or that's where this temple of whatever is. And again, it does uses the Year Zero engine, but it's also modified for heavier play, because you're playing, well, anti-heroes in a way. And you need that. It's a survival game, but obviously you need the ability to survive. So each of the Year Zero games are different. This one is not so much about getting into wild combats and beating people senseless. This is about trying to find clues. And, you're in an average session, don't be afraid to push, because your push goes away at the end of a scene. So even though you might have, as long as you're not broken.
That's good to know. I thought it goes away at the end of the session.
That's what I was thinking too.
Let's see.
I didn't know when it disappeared.
Broken. You can heal two conditions once a day at the end of a scene.
Okay.
However, when you reach broken, which is that last one, that's the one where you have to, like, it's a critical injury and it needs to be healed, but like medical or whatnot, and you're kind of out of the out of the game. So you can play around with the conditions, just don't get too broken. So like, don't be afraid to push, because sometimes you need to push. And these are also beginning level characters too. As you go up, you're going to gain more dice, and have a possibility of rolling 10 dice for a skill. So
and still only get one success.
yeah, but that's all you need.
Yeah.
The only time you need multiple successes are in things like your fear. Like if it's a really horrible thing, like you went against a revenant, that's 2. So you need 2 successes to not freak out. But minor things, sometimes all you need is 1, and 1 usually will get you through all the time. It's just when you get into like deeper stuff, sometimes you're going to need more successes. And there's things. So this is also why you have your talents. Your talents also, like Bryce, your the one that you had gives you 2 extra dice to roll. So that's why it's like picking talent trees that actually work for you too is also important, because
the only trouble with that one is it's so all 3 of the talents were very, very specific, as in it was with getting and also not to NPCs, but getting a confession from another player, or being able to in that thing. So it doesn't lead itself to improvising it a bit. So, but still, I guess those talents
are a bit irritating.
Well, I'm wondering, are those talents things that you get from the rule book, or do you kind of craft them yourself?
It's a talent tree. So whatever you end up picking, the archetype, you take those talents associated with it.
Okay.
However, remember, and we didn't quite do it, but I told you guys last session that everyone gets something called an advantage that lasts for the mystery that you're on. So, and what that advantage does is allow you to choose a situation where you would get a +2 to dice to a certain skill roll once per session until the mystery is over. So besides besides your talents, there's advantages, and there's really other ways to kind of game the system to give you more successes. Aiding an attack or aiding a skill, things like that all can add extra dice. So it really just kind of adds to the collaborative. So it's not like an individual all for themselves. It's more like you're a group of researchers who will help each other with each other's abilities, which I think you did well, especially like the priest at the end was able to consecrate the ground. Valentina became Indiana Jones at one point with the whip. And
Valentina almost like annoys me in a lot of ways of like in terms of game design, because her focus is like using her occult stuff, but her highest skill is medicine, ranged combat, and all of her like substitution abilities just swap a 3 for a 3.
Yeah, you kind of seem more like the adventuring midwife than the occultist. So, but then again, these were pre-gens. So yeah, the logic on pre-gens are known to the designer of the pre-gens, not particularly to the players who play them.
Amusingly, my character was designed as a researcher, does great at all those things, and it actually came together great. We just didn't do a whole lot of research.
Yeah, that was the thing. Is it's like every one of these characters seemed like great support roles. That but like the characters that would be back in the castle doing kind of the hard work, not the ones that would be out in the field, and that's actually what kind of made the adventure a little bit interesting. Of just going, these
We're
are
the
not
B
the
team.
guys that you would normally send out.
We're the rest of the rest, as opposed to the best of the best.
Yeah, well, you're the new members of the society, so it's going to take you time to. So that's why you solve mysteries, you gain more powers, and also the thing is that as you go up in level, you unlock certain things. Your house will give you benefits and bonuses before you go out. That's why you build up the house as well as yourselves.
Oh, cool! So we can send the house into combat.
It's definitely a campaign game. It's not like one. It's really, I mean, while this was a one shot, I think to get the best out of playing the game is like definitely something where you're going through at least like 3 to 4 mysteries in like a short campaign to get things up. It's not like a one and done, where some games you can just like play once, like, all right, cool, I'm done. You can campaign or not. So before we log off, I just wanted to ask a question. Gwen, did you actually know that there is going to be a Final Fantasy RPG?
I think I did.
Okay, yeah, because
At
I know.
some point I did.
Okay, yeah, it's a box set. I just saw it. It's for pre-order.
Yes, I remember that now. Yeah.
Yes.
I was eyeballing that, but because it's a box set, I definitely can't afford it.
Yeah, well, I think the thing that first struck me about it was, one, I was like, oh, I wonder if Gwen knows about this, and two, the thing is like, I just have a feeling that the company who designs it are not going to design it in the way that it should be designed. So,
Is it the same company that made Dark Souls?
let's see. I'm just gonna look it up really
I mean,
quick.
the Dark Souls RPG, not actually like FromSoft.
Let's see.
Does that be a twist?
Final Fantasy RPG. Maybe I should preface that with tabletop, since Final Fantasy is an RPG. Square Enix is publishing it. Yeah, whatever it's pronounced.
So it's official.
But it looks like one of those things where it's like, ooh, we're going to make special dice that you have to get from us, or else.
Oh God, proprietary dice.
Yeah. But looking at the character sheets in this, like, I mean, I can only see it from a distance, but it looks like they're designed like 4th edition character sheets, which may or may not D&D 4th edition. So it almost looks like it has powers that you can activate instead of having like a skill thing.
Okay. I'm curious if it'll be like Final Fantasy Tactics, because that feels like the go-to for a tabletop RPG.
And it's only $60 American and 3 million Canadian. I don't know how much the exchange rate is.
Wow.
Tabletop role-playing game where you have the our tabletop version of loot boxes.
But it is there, and it looks like it comes with a bunch of cool stuff. But anyway, yeah, it's probably going to be, I don't know if it would be Canadian, but for the American price, it's $60.
About $90, and then shipping would be another $50 probably.
But if it comes out in the digital, then at least there's that.
Yeah.
So. But anyway, I just wanted to mention that because so next week we will be back to Welcome to the Grindhouse, where I've already saved up all my WotC bitching. So
that's going to take up an entire hour right there. I'm not sure what else the rest of us are going to do.
Yeah, but as
also bitch about WotC.
Yeah, no doubt.
Let's see. I want to share. I'm going to stop screen share. Because I want to end us with a song that came to mind when you guys were fighting the zombies out in... So let's see here.
The sleeper zombies. Would they have eaten us?
So...
Are they craving that flesh? Oh my god.
Benny Hill.
Way to ruin the mood.
All right, everyone. I'm going to say goodnight from here, and hope you enjoyed, and we'll be back with the show next week. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.